Welcome to the Charleston Real Estate Connection Podcast, connecting and reconnecting you with all things Charleston. I am your host, Nia Joy, your golden realtor, licensed in the state of South Carolina. Welcome to the show. Hello and welcome to the 21st episode of the Charleston Real Estate Connection Podcast. I have with us today Melissa Dugal of Piney Woods Realty. She is a realtor serving in the greater Tampa Bay area. Hey, Melissa.
Hi, Nia. How are you?
I am great. It's so nice to chat with you. It's especially since we're in these unusual circumstances right now. It's good to talk to another human being.
We are. It's commiserate here a little bit.
Right. Well, I know it's what's the weather like in Tampa?
You know, we had some rough weather yesterday for the first time in a long time. We actually had some tornado warnings and a lot of rain, and everybody in the house was complaining that the thunder woke them up early in the morning. But today the sun is shining again, and it's a typical Florida day, so it didn't last long.
Oh, nice. Everybody loves Florida. Can't wait to come back.
To love the sunshine,
Yes. Well, today actually is a beautiful day in Charleston. It's actually got some sunlight coming in through the windows. So I can't complain. I think we may have sent our weather to you guys because we dealt with it.
Yeah. We're getting into the really warm season, so it's like buckle up, get ready for some sunshine.
Nice. Well, I can't wait. I want to ask you about what's it like there in the area too, when we get further in conversation. But I want everybody to know that if you would like to download this podcast or maybe even share it, you can go on iTunes or anywhere where you enjoy listening to your favorite podcast. All right. So Melissa is one of my referral agents for the Tampa area. And Melissa, what we do on the show is we ask all of our guests, what is their connection to Charleston, or maybe if you have been here, any experience that you may have had.
Well, besides my friend Nia, the only other real connection to Charleston that I have, which is a fantastic memory of my family, is that we took a road trip to Charleston a few years back when there was the total eclipse of the sun. We did the solar eclipse. So you may remember seeing us up there a couple of years ago. We piled the family into the car and drove, the few hours to get to Charleston. And we were lucky enough to land up on the USS Yorktown.
Nice.
And my whole family got up really early in the morning on that day. And the reason why we wanted to go to Charleston was because that was like the last place in the United States where you could see the eclipse, and it was a total eclipse in that cone, that area that we were in. So my kids really enjoyed it. We drove up, we got on the Yorktown, we got to tour it. NASA was there, we saw the eclipse, and it was just this amazing experience that literally we go back and we look at those pictures and the videos that we took, and we just have such fond memories of that time. So it was a really awesome way to have a connection to Charleston.
Yes. You know what? As much times as I engage with you, I promise you, and you guys were at our house. I remember that was such a fun time, and Keith and I were so impressed that you guys had did that. And we're in Charleston, not even really, I think we did see it, but we didn't get a cool place like the Yorktown to see it. So that's so nice.
Well, I really feel like that's memories like that are things that they're so invaluable. And I really hope that, my two kids, I've got a teenager and an almost 10-year-old, and that's something that they will never forget. So it's really, really amazing.
Yes. That's one of my favorite connection to Charleston stories.
Awesome.
I like that. Oh man, that's a cute story. So I'm glad you mentioned that. So I've been knowing Melissa now. Wow. Goodness. How long have we been knowing each other?
Oh boy. I'd say 8 years maybe.
Oh man.
It's been a while.
Man, we met in Hawaii, and it's been like constant connection ever since. I mean, that's the beautiful thing is when you move different places. Neither one of us is from there, obviously.
Right.
We're living there, and we get to meet, and we're still in connection. I love that. That's
one of the awesome things about social media is that you don't have to let those connections go, even if you don't live in the same area anymore. You can still stay friends and,
yes.
And it's really a great thing.
And you were instrumental in you start encouraging me to just go ahead. You're like, you got this with this real
I
estate
remember.
class and this test. You're like, because when you were here actually for the eclipse,
We were
I was
just
like,
starting it,
Melissa, yeah, I was like, Melissa, I'm taking the class. I'm about to take the test. And it wasn't looking good. I was like, you were like, you know, Nia, you've got this. You got this. And you encouraged me and literally, boom, went ahead, took the test, got it done.
I remember that. I'm
So
so glad you did.
yes, thank you. Thank you. So what is I know you're a real estate agent. We know that.
Yes.
But how long have you been in the business and what made you decide to become an agent?
Well, I mean, I've really been in real estate pretty much all of my adult life. I kind of fell into it by working at a law firm in my hometown of Saco, Maine, back when I was in college. And I worked at that law firm for a few years, and a position opened up in their real estate department. And so I actually kind of just fell into becoming a real estate paralegal. And I was working doing title work and
Yeah.
preparing documents for closings and both residential and commercial. And so I kind of had that backbone in the industry. And I would always, work with realtors. And I would be like, wow, it's really interesting what they do. I feel like I think I could do that. But it took me a few years to finally take the leap. And, we moved around a little bit. We went from Maine to Hawaii, as you mentioned, and did a little quick pit stop in Texas before we landed here in Tampa. And when we got here to Tampa, I just said, I'm looking for something that's going to give me some more flexibility, some more time to spend with my kids. And I've always wanted to do this. And now's the time. And I'm so glad I did, because I've really enjoyed it. It's, it's been an easy transition for me because of that background. And, contracts are pretty much, that was a staple of my life when I was working on the legal side of it. So I feel really strong in that area. And then the rest of it, it's just connections with people and learning the area, learning the market, and, it's doing your research. So it's been a fun ride.
Nice. That's you. So unlike some people who you didn't really fall into it, like I know some people had. That's really cool. You got that history and that background.
Yeah, it's kind of like a funny road that got me here, but it's kind of, I knew I was going to be here eventually.
Nice. So you were with Piney Woods Realty.
Yes.
And you're out there in Tampa. Tell me what's it like in Tampa? Like, why are people interested in even moving to Tampa? Like, what do they love about that area?
There's a lot to love about Tampa, actually, and you may know, because I think Charleston's on this list too. Tampa is actually one of 10 areas in the nation right now that they're expecting to go overboards with the growth and in the housing market. And so we're running strong. There's a lot to love about Tampa. I mean, we love sports in my family, and we have a lot of major sports teams here in Tampa. We've got the Bucks, who just got some really great players, and they're planning to have a really good season.
Okay, I see. Some good draft picks.
Exactly. We've got the Tampa Bay Lightning, who have been at the top the past few years as well. The Rays. So lots of, major sports things happening here. Clearwater Beach has been voted the #1 beach, or top 2, for the past 7 years. It's an awesome beach. My family loves it. We go there a lot. It's really, really fun. And then, of course, there's the business industry. The financial industry is really strong here. There's a lot of job growth, so people are coming here because, there's great weather, fun things to do, and, good opportunities for their family.
Yes, that's what it sounds like.
Oh, and I forgot to mention the parks.
So you know what, I was sitting here listening to all your pros, for the Tampa area, and I'm like, what is it about? I agree with you. I've seen your name up there with us. We both have that in common. Charleston, Tampa are up there with
hot markets.
Yeah, hot markets and places that are expected to boom over the next decade. So that's nice. I think it's a decade. They said it's long term, obviously.
Long term. There's a lot of growth.
You guys have nice beaches. I'll give you that. I'll give you the beaches. Have nice beaches, and you have nice parks. That's cool. And I know you guys are really outdoorsy out there because of that.
We are, and that, honestly, that's one of my favorite things too about the area is that you've got the city, and there's lots of awesome things to do in the city. Great restaurants, all sorts of really hot spots. But you don't have to go far to be really rural either, and enjoy nature. There's tons of national parks and state parks that are not hard to get to, and you feel like you're out in nature. So it's really fun. Lots of kayaking and boating and hiking and, good stuff like that.
Yeah, like I know even with the weather, what's the humidity like? Because I know comparable to Charleston, obviously we're very humid here.
Yeah, summertime is pretty humid.
It's pretty humid.
And
Okay,
August can be pretty warm and muggy, but the winter is fantastic. Everybody loves it. It's like,
nice.
I know sweater weather down here. You see all the Floridians pulling out their jackets and their boots if it turns 60 degrees. So it's a little comical for me, which I've got my New England blood in me.
Right.
Pretty nice still. You don't really need a coat yet, but it's fun to watch.
I can imagine. I mean, that's a perfect transition. That's
Mm-hmm.
one of the reasons I know you probably could relate coming from Hawaii to Texas and then back to Florida. I mean, I've loved it when I came back to Charleston for the same reason. Weather is booming. That's the best part.
It is gorgeous.
So when you compare Charleston to Tampa, I say, we're pretty comparable, but
very similar.
But you guys have us on the sports teams. You guys on the sports teams. I'll give you that. And then I'll also give you the, you guys probably have the beaches are a little different, or a lot different.
And it depends on which side of the state you go to. Here in Tampa, we're on the Gulf side, so it's a little bit warmer, but it's literally a 2-hour drive to get across the state to the Atlantic Ocean and get to those beaches, and it's a whole different feel. So
for sure,
you have options.
I agree. I think the only thing that we may have you guys on, one of the other things is maybe we have the historic charm.
Oh, you're right. You're absolutely there.
We have that deep history, which Charleston is one of those places that have made places like Tampa even better when it came to infrastructure, because they realized like our infrastructure was so terrible. I mean, because we're older market. I shouldn't say terrible.
There's a lot of charm.
But it's like, you guys have grids, right? Don't you guys like when you build your roads and highways, you have like grids in the city?
Yeah, townships, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So whether you're moving to Tampa from Charleston, or you're coming from Tampa to Charleston, you've got some great pros and cons there to work with. And so what's it like? Tell me what's it like as far as like the median income for homes and the style of homes that are really popular.
Well, we've got a real big mix in the population. There's over 3 million people in the greater Tampa Bay area, and the average house price is just over $225,000.
Oh, nice.
So it's very affordable. Average rent is somewhere around $1,200. So, we've got a both strong housing market in both rental and purchases. So you'll find, depending on your area, definitely you can, with that average price, depending on where you want to live. If you want to live in the city, it's going to go up a little bit higher. The further out into the suburbs you go, you're going to be able to get a little bit more bang for your buck. And the suburbs are just really great places to be because they've got awesome schools, and we're still so close to the city. So, it's not far away at all. And you really feel like you're still inclusive in everything that's going on in Tampa, even living in the suburbs.
So the people like that you work with, what areas are they moving from when they're moving to those areas? As far as states, other states areas, where they're coming from?
I think the biggest group of people that we've got coming in right now are actually retirees. We've got like over 11% of our new home purchases are from retired or individuals over 60 years old.
Okay.
Because we have a lot of great 55 plus neighborhoods where you can only purchase if you're, retired and in that sex. So there's not a lot of, kids running around, and they're very affordable. So it's a great pull for people that are retiring and want to kind of come down to Florida where it's nice and warm all year round and things like that. So, and then of course the rest is, job market, families coming in. We've got some big financial institutions here that are still growing and still hiring. And so there's a lot of opportunity for families as well.
Oh, nice. Well, that's for us. I mean, I know in Charleston, people are coming from up north, and then they are moving, from, Ohio. You've got little Ohioans over here. Ohioans, Indiana, North Carolina, and Georgia. We do have some people coming there when they looked at the numbers. So
we've got a lot from New York and New Jersey that are making that transition too. Yeah.
Up north. Yep.
Yeah.
So
I'm shovel sunshine. That's what I like to tell.
Of course. I mean, I can only imagine. I mean, what about your family? I'm sure when they come down, they're like, this is the real. Is it too hot though for them if they come down?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
They love it.
I can see somebody having a problem with the heat.
Yeah.
our median sales price is about we just went down recently. We're closer to 287,
Okay.
86. Median 286,000, and our rent is comparable to yours. It's about 1,300.
Yeah.
1,300 is actually a little higher, slightly higher. But affordability is definitely a little bit more of an issue with us.
Well, and
And
there's no
don't have
sales
enough
tax
houses.
in Florida. So, I mean, you have a lot more bang for your buck when it comes to that too.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And we don't have that. but you can move out a little further and get a lot of house for your money.
Right.
And
That's
but
right.
225 will get you a really nice house here.
Same.
But
Same. It's amazing.
what is the square footage average on a $225,000 house in Tampa? What'd you say?
Probably 1,600, 16 to
Okay.
1,900 square feet for 225, right in that area.
Okay, that's not bad. It's
We're
like a
looking at
nice.
usually about $125 per square foot.
Tampa is. I might need to move to Tampa. What is this? What am I
I'm telling
doing?
you. Come down and visit.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to things to do, you're saying the beaches are hot, outdoor space. Any other things that, of course, sports arenas. Goodness. Any other items that you guys are known for?
I mean, definitely the parks, Disney, Universal, Busch Gardens. Those are, big draws for families and employees. I mean, they're huge businesses that employ a lot of Floridians, and so that's a big draw as well. And they've, they're just always doing more stuff. So it's like, even if you've been to Disney your whole life, well, you haven't been to the Star Wars world yet, so it's time to come back and check it out. It's really awesome.
That tourism industry is crazy. Like, you guys keep them coming. And that's nice. It gives us something to do. It's nice for us because we can just drive up and come back.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's nice. So Melissa, if you had any advice for anybody that was looking to move to Tampa, what would be your quick spiel on moving to Tampa?
Well, I mean, I think my first advice is always to, talk to a professional that's familiar with the area and explain to them, what your wish list is, because not everybody is looking for the same thing. And, if you are a young couple that's just starting out, you might want to live in downtown Tampa and Hyde Park and, be in the heart of everything. But if you're a family that's, looking for special school systems or things like that, and, you might be, want to be close to my daughter plays volleyball or my son plays basketball. You want to be close to sports areas. Right down the road from me, we've got the Florida Center, the ice rink, which is where the U.S. hockey team practices.
Wow.
I mean, there's a lot of different things that could dictate where you want to be. And so, talking to a professional first and letting them kind of point you into what neighborhoods or what areas you should be. Because there's a lot of square footage with regards to the greater Tampa area. And you have a lot of different choices and a lot of opportunities for where you can be. And they're all great.
Yeah.
So,
that's awesome. So would you say that, as far as jobs are concerned, the number one industry, well, I mean, tourism is obviously big there. And you guys have cruises are big there too, right? Spots you can leave from. What is other than tourism, what other industries that people were looking for work are really big in Tampa?
Really, I see the financial industry as being big. We've got Citibank has a hub in Tampa or right outside of Tampa.
Okay.
Morgan is down here, and I mean, they employ thousands and thousands of people, and they're still growing. So Raymond James is down here as well. Lots of really large worldwide corporations here that, they're really employing a lot of folks in the area. So I think that's the driving force.
Driving force of financial industry. Where there are Fortune 500 companies, there are teams.
That's true.
Tons of them, yeah. So I get that. Wow, I really appreciate the overview that you've given. That was pretty thorough.
Happy to do it.
Very thorough picture of Tampa. Yeah, so I know for us, we do have the huge tourism industry that's big here in Charleston. But then of course we have military and we have government, some federal stuff here. And We're pretty well rounded, honestly. A lot of people find Charleston attractive because they start a lot of businesses here. Business owners, they love it here, and we're starting to see some research and development and
Room for growth.
manufacturing.
So
Manufacturing, yeah.
that's
So,
great.
yeah. So just in comparison to Tampa, that's pretty much that's our big industries we have going on. But again, we've got some great cities that you have the option of moving to. But if you are interested in moving to Tampa, you should definitely reach out to Melissa. Melissa, your contact information we can put in the notes. Do you have any other anything you want to add, like as far as during the pandemic that's going on? Like what's it like there?
I'm actually really impressed with Floridians because for the most part, don't believe what you're seeing on the news. In all instances, Floridians are being super respectful.
Nice.
They are, taking health very, very seriously. The Greater Tampa MLS has taken steps to allow homes to be shown virtually. So you don't even have to step foot into a home right now to make an offer on it. It's really, really easy. They're helping both realtors and buyers with, resources, both for personal protection and, the equipment that you would need for as far as that goes, masks and gloves and, other types of things that you might need to make sure that you stay safe. And, basically we're just going to ride it out until we can get back out to work. And I love seeing my clients face to face. So, I don't mind doing a virtual showing, but I also, on a limited case basis, if we can do it right, then we're willing to do it face to face as well. So. People are still buying. People are still buying. Just today, I think I saw 32 new listings just in my hometown. 39 closings. So it's still moving, and that's a good thing. And I don't think that's going to stop. And I think that we're going to keep going forward.
I agree with you on that. I think people are really panicked about whether or not they should consider buying or selling. And what I tell them, I say, look, even if you're like on the fence, get the process started. Find out where you stand. And talk to a professional. You don't have to make any commitments as far as saying when you're going to do it, but it's good to just kind of know what's out there. And I think so. If you want to make that leap, you can go ahead and move forward.
We've been in a seller's market here in Tampa for a few years now, and it's just kind of this past year started evening out with a little bit more inventory coming onto the market, and buyers are having a little bit of an easier time. But right now, it's really a great time for buyers because, there are some that are staying home and not coming out because they're a little bit cautious. And so that gives those buyers that are, still looking and still trying to find their dream home, it gives them a little bit more power in their hands to make offers. So it's a good time.
I agree with you on that. If you can avoid, I think it limits also even with the multiple offers. I mean, like you said, if there's less buyers out there, you're probably going to just come in and swoop it up. Yes, that's some good points that you made.
And we've got new constructions that's still going full steam ahead. We're an essential business. And so, people are still doing all aspects of real estate here in Florida. So
new construction,
a little differently. That's all.
That's interesting. You guys are starting to switch over a little bit. We're still pretty much still in the strong sellers, but we can't put out inventory fast enough.
Yeah.
But as far as the new construction, what areas are the new construction in? Is there an area it's called?
Yeah, I mean, mostly in the suburbs. But even in South Tampa, they're taking some buildings down and putting up new, or just condos, or someone's renovating a home that's down there and making it new again, giving it a little bit of an uplift. So there's opportunity for new construction all over Tampa Bay. It's not just in the suburbs, and but there are definitely a few really wonderful communities in the suburbs that are new construction as well, that have amenities I can't even tell you, Nia. It's like going to a resort. I mean, they've got resort style pools with literally a lagoon that you can boat on in your community. That's a man-made pool. So it's really amazing the things that they're coming up with and the things that they're doing for
what type of who's buying those type of is it retirees are buying it?
Actually, it's a mix. We've got, families, retirees, investors. It's a real good mix. Yeah.
That makes sense. That's the first thing that came to mind with me was like retirees and maybe somebody's purchasing it, investing in it, because you get them when you first build them. I mean, obviously you have more opportunity for equity.
Right. Definitely. It's amazing though. They're really beautiful communities, and you in some cases you don't even have to go outside of your development for a little while because they've got schools in there as well. Shopping areas. Yeah,
it sounds gorgeous.
It's really cool.
Goodness, I'm looking forward to that when this was, like I told you earlier, when things slow down. I'm looking forward to getting a little vacation in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so many houses have pools. Like I saw that. Like you guys have like a pool. Like everybody, it's like not uncommon to have a pool at your house.
It's not uncommon. You want to be able to get out and enjoy the sunshine and enjoy your backyard and cool off. So it's definitely important.
Let me ask you this. This is one of my last questions. What is it more expensive? Like what is the price difference in a pool versus not a pool?
Well, it depends on if you're doing new construction and building that pool yourself, or if it's an existing home. It can add $10,000 to $20,000 worth of value onto your home. They are pretty expensive to build brand new right now. You're looking between $20,000 and $40,000 in some instances for an in-ground resort style pool. A lot of people have spas and fountains with them. So, depending on what you're looking for, but when you're buying an existing home with a pool, it's probably the most economical way to do it.
That's the way. Like maybe even like a little fixer. House needs a little work. You can get the pool. My pool might be okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, sounds so pretty. I don't know if I need a pool, but I just like the look of it. I just like the look of having a nice size little patch of yard and then the pool. I think I love it. I mean, anybody you watch the shows on TV.
It's definitely relaxing.
To buy it. I know I get to watch you guys pet the pool. I feel like I'm there when I see you guys at your pool.
It's nice to go, sit out and have a cup of coffee in the morning and just kind of enjoy it. And good way to start your day.
Nice. Well, Melissa, I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to chat with us about Tampa, the Tampa area. Again, if you guys want to reach out to Melissa, let her know that I sent you, and her contact information will be in the description.
Thank you,
Melissa. Yeah, I was gonna say thank you again. I appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure and a real joy to talk to you anytime. So hope you can do it.
Yeah, I would love to. Especially, let's see how this thing goes, and let's do this again. That'd be awesome.
Sounds like a plan.
So you have just had the opportunity to listen to Melissa Dugal of Piney Woods Realty, located in the Tampa Bay area. And this is the 21st episode of the Charleston Real Estate Connection podcast. Again, download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, anywhere that you enjoy listening to your favorite podcast episodes. Thank you again for joining us. Stay safe and stay golden. This has been another episode of the Charleston Real Estate Connection podcast. You can find us on our website at charlestonreconnection.com. That's charlestonreconnection.com.